When you don't have money, God often brings you into a season where He is not punishing you, but positioning you. This lack is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a spiritual awakening that will teach you who your real provider is. When you have nothing left in your hands, God finally gets your attention, because now your heart is quiet enough to hear Him. In these moments, He teaches you that your value is not measured by your wallet, but by your willingness to trust Him. When everything feels empty, barren, and dry, that's when God whispers, "Now I can show you what I can do." You may feel frustrated, embarrassed, or discouraged, but heaven sees this as a divine classroom, a sacred place where you learn faith that cannot be shaken. This season strips away pride, fear, and false security, reminding you that your help never came from people, jobs, or connections. It always came from God. When you don't have money, God removes distractions so you can rediscover the power of prayer, the strength of discipline, and the beauty of gratitude. He teaches you to stop depending on temporary resources and lean fully on the source. He shows you that money may run out, but His provision never does. This season molds you into someone who is not moved by circumstances, but rooted in unshakable trust. Your faith becomes refined, your focus becomes sharper, and your spirit becomes stronger. Lack becomes the place where you learn that God will never leave you empty without planning to fill you in a way that exceeds your expectations. He is teaching you how to walk by faith, not by sight, how to depend on miracles instead of money, how to trust promises instead of people, and how to believe that even in the dry seasons, divine provision is already on its way. When you don't have money, God is not breaking you. He is building you into someone who will one day look back and say, "If I had not gone through that season, I would have never discovered who God really is." When you don't have money, this is the moment God calls you to shift your mind. Set not to think small, not to panic, not to shrink back, but to think differently, think creatively, and think spiritually. Because in seasons of lack, God ignites ideas inside you that you never would have considered when everything was comfortable. When your pockets feel empty, God begins to fill your mind. He awakens vision, creativity, resilience, and clarity. He pushes you to look beyond what you don't have and discover what you do have. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs are born from the smallest seeds in your hands. God begins to reveal strengths you didn't know you had. You start realizing you can survive what you thought would destroy you. You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to understand that He placed gifts in you that no circumstance can take away. You learn how to create, build, think, and solve. Lack forces you to tap into your God-given resourcefulness. It teaches you that your real wealth is in your mind, your discipline, your creativity, and your faith, not just your bank account. This is the moment where God inspires you to step into new skills, develop new habits, and rise into new levels of maturity. In this season, God is challenging you to stop waiting for money to start moving. He's teaching you that greatness is not built when you have abundance. Greatness is built when you have little and still choose to be faithful. He is showing you that a closed door is not the end. It is the place where He trains you to build your own. He is calling you to stop focusing on the problem and start activating the potential He placed within you. When you don't have money, God pushes you to think deeper, work smarter, pray harder, and dream bigger. This shift of mindset becomes the foundation for your future prosperity, because once God transforms the way you think, No lack, no crisis, no setback, and no season will ever be able to defeat you again. This is where you rise, grow, and become unstoppable, not because you have resources, but because you have a renewed mind filled with God-inspired vision. When you don't have money, this is the moment God teaches you the power of using what's already in your hands. So many people believe they need more before they can start. More money, more tools, more support, more opportunities. But God doesn't bless what you wish you had. He blesses what you're willing to use. Every miracle in Scripture began with something small, something ordinary, something overlooked. Moses had only a staff. David had only a sling. The widow had only a jar of oil. The boy had only 5 loaves and 2 fish. None of it looked like enough, yet in the hands of God it became more than enough. And the same is true for you right now. When your resources feel limited, God opens your eyes to the hidden potential inside the little you already possess. Maybe you have a skill you've ignored, a passion you've buried, a gift you've underestimated. Maybe you have time you haven't been using wisely, relationships you haven't fully valued, or small ideas that could grow into something incredible if you simply took the first step. God is not asking you to have everything. He's asking you to start with something, because what looks small to you is powerful in His hands. Your not enough becomes more than enough when you move in obedience and faith. Using what you have creates momentum, it builds confidence, it stirs your creativity, it opens doors God has been waiting to unlock for you. When you activate what's already in your possession, heaven responds. God begins to breathe on your efforts. He multiplies your consistency. He increases your wisdom. He expands your influence. But none of that happens until you take the step. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You start with present conditions. You don't wait for abundance. You work with what remains, and here's the powerful truth. God is watching what you do with the small before He trusts you with the large. If you can be faithful with a seed, He can trust you with a harvest. If you can be faithful with a little idea, He can trust you with a business. If you can be faithful with your limited resources, He can trust you with financial increase. So don't despise what you have. Don't overlook it. Don't underestimate it. Use it, work it, develop it. Give it to God, because your breakthrough isn't waiting for more. It's waiting for you to activate what's already in your hands. When you don't have money, this is the moment to deepen your discipline and elevate your mindset, because discipline is the bridge between where you are and where God is taking you. When resources are low, excuses become tempting, procrastination becomes easy, and discouragement tries to creep into your spirit. But this is exactly why God allows seasons of lack, because lack forces focus. It strips away distractions and reveals what truly matters. When you have little, you learn to value time, effort, and opportunity at a higher level. You begin to see that your future is not shaped by what's in your pocket, but by what's in your habits, your work ethic, and your willingness to keep going even when things feel tough. Discipline is not punishment, it's preparation. God isn't withholding from you, He's training you. He's strengthening your character so you can handle the blessings coming your way. Because the truth is, without discipline, blessing becomes a burden. Without discipline, increase becomes overwhelming. Without discipline, opportunities slip through your fingers. Money doesn't change who you are, it amplifies who you are. If you build discipline now, you will carry strength, wisdom, responsibility, and maturity into every breakthrough that's coming. This is the time to build habits that separate you from your past and prepare you for your future. Wake up earlier, clean your environment, plan your days, read more, learn something new, work on your craft, take care of your body, track your progress, eliminate the distractions that drain your time, your energy, and your purpose. Every disciplined decision you make compounds over time. Every small act of self-control strengthens your future self. Every consistent step develops the version of you that God knows you can become. You don't rise because of motivation alone. You rise because discipline carries you on the days you don't feel strong. Discipline builds momentum. Discipline builds confidence. Discipline builds resilience. It turns dreams into plans and plans into results. And here's the powerful part. When God sees you disciplining your life, your mind, and your habits, He begins to trust you with what you've been praying for. He begins to open doors because He sees you're ready. He begins to release opportunities because you've proven you can handle them. You may not have money right now, but you have the power to shape your destiny through discipline. And once discipline becomes your foundation, success becomes inevitable. When you don't have money, gratitude becomes one of the most powerful forces you can activate, because gratitude shifts your atmosphere, strengthens your spirit, and aligns your heart with God's abundance. It's easy to be grateful when life is overflowing, when blessings are visible, and when pockets are full. But the deepest, most transformative gratitude is born right in the middle of struggle. When you can look at your situation, empty wallet, overdue bills, delayed dreams, and still say, "Thank you, God, because you're working even when I can't see it," you unlock a spiritual strength that money can't buy. Gratitude in lack is a declaration of faith. It tells God, "I trust you more than my circumstances." Gratitude doesn't deny the struggle. It refuses to let the struggle define you. It shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have, from scarcity to possibility, from fear to faith. Gratitude opens your eyes to opportunities that frustration would make you miss. It helps you notice the small wins, the small resources, the small doors that God places around you to guide your steps. A grateful heart sees God's fingerprints even in dark seasons. A grateful mindset turns problems into lessons, delays into development, setbacks into setups. When you choose gratitude while you're broke, something powerful happens inside you. You stop feeling like a victim and start understanding that you are being shaped. You begin to realize that your current season is part of a bigger blueprint. You start to appreciate the strength you're gaining, the wisdom you're gathering, the resilience you're building. Gratitude gives you emotional and spiritual stability when everything around you feels unstable. It calms the anxiety that tries to whisper, "You'll never get out of this," and replaces it with the quiet assurance that God has already planned your way out. And here's the hidden truth. Gratitude attracts what complaining repels. Complaining closes doors, but gratitude opens them. Gratitude shifts your energy, your decisions, and your perspective in a way that positions you for increase. When you're grateful, you become more resourceful, more hopeful, more patient, and more aligned with the blessings God is preparing. Gratitude prepares your spirit for overflow. It's the key that turns lack into lessons and lessons into breakthroughs. When you choose gratitude in your lowest moments, you are declaring to the universe and to God that you are ready for more, ready for better, ready for the abundance He has already written into your destiny. When you don't have money, the most powerful thing you can do is refuse to stop moving, because motion creates momentum, and momentum attracts miracles. Too many people freeze when they are broke. They let fear paralyze them, they let shame silence them, and they let doubt convince them that it's useless to try. But the truth is this: every step you take in a season of lack becomes 10 steps of progress in a season of abundance. When you keep moving, no matter how slow, no matter how small, you send a message to your future that you are not giving up, you are not backing down, and you are not letting temporary circumstances dictate your permanent destiny. Movement is not always dramatic. Sometimes it's a single phone call you were afraid to make. Sometimes it's learning a new skill when your mind is tired. Sometimes it's waking up early to apply for opportunities you're not even sure you'll get. Sometimes it's choosing discipline over comfort, even when comfort feels like the only relief you have. But every tiny move strengthens your spirit, sharpens your focus, and builds the momentum that will eventually carry you into a season of increase. When you move with intention, even in your hardest moments, you activate a spiritual law. God multiplies what you move toward. He breathes on your effort. He blesses your persistence. He opens doors for people who refuse to stop knocking. Movement also breaks mental and emotional chains. When you sit still too long, your mind becomes a breeding ground for fear, insecurity, and hopelessness. But when you take action, even imperfect action, you disrupt the negative cycles that try to pull you down. Suddenly, instead of thinking "I can't," you start thinking "maybe I can." Instead of feeling powerless, you begin to feel capable. Instead of sinking deeper, you feel yourself rising. Each action becomes a reminder that you still have control, you still have strength, and you still have options. Motion builds confidence, and confidence attracts opportunity. And here's the secret most people overlook: God guides moving feet. He doesn't expect you to have it all figured out. He doesn't require perfection. He just wants willingness. He wants you to take the next step, even if you can't see the whole path. When you move, God aligns the right people, the right moments, the right resources, and the right breakthroughs at exactly the right time. What feels small to you becomes supernatural when He adds His power to it. Your movement becomes the magnet that pulls blessings toward you. Your persistence becomes the proof that you're ready for more. So in your season of lack, don't freeze, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Move boldly, move consistently, move with faith, because the moment you decide to move, your miracle begins to move toward you.